Kelly, please call the roll.
Corey.
Here.
Paul.
Here.
Tara.
Here.
I'm here. Heather.
Here.
All present and accounted for. We're glad to have the team here too. Statement of public notice. Adrian, when was the statement of public notice, please?
August 13, 2024.
Very good. And I would entertain a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
So moved.
And anything under discussion? Need a second? Anyone? Bueller?
Second.
And anything under discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Let's do this thing. Opposed? No. It carries. Let's honor our nation by pledging our allegiance to our flags. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Persons requesting to address members of the Board of Education. Anyone? All right. Sheila, please. And we've got a dais there for you so you can be featured. And okay, from wherever you're comfortable.
Sheila Ryan, 411 Ridge Court, Kohler. I would just respectfully request that consideration be given to revising the policy with advisory and again letting extracurriculars meeting during the advisory period. This year it went to lunch and before school. I am the mother of 2 high school boys. My older son was in jazz band and played the trumpet. He also works 3 nights a week during the school year teaching tennis at sports corps. Takes 3 AP classes this past year, very busy. Jazz band went to before school. You also know about the research where teenagers need more sleep, right? So he did it a couple times and he was like, I'm done, I'm not getting up to do it. I can't blame him. So then 6 weeks later, he magically decided, you know what, I'm kind of done with trumpet altogether. So that's one example. Another thing that I'm concerned about is the turnover of teachers, specifically, actually veteran teachers, we can understand that, but even new teachers. We've only lived in this community for 6 years. There has been crazy turnover. The brand new teachers that were here when my son started in 3rd and 5th grade, there were 3 the first year, none of them are still here. And I can tell you, having worked with a lot of the teachers, I know that several of the brand new teachers are shilling on the side, making wooden signs, selling bags. They were doing that our first 2 years here. So I know that some of the pushback, I heard some of the pushback in switching from meeting during advisory was because it's a form of double dipping. As an example, the coaches can't coach during the school day. But I would bring 2 points to mind on that. One, you can refer to the pay scale for the school regarding coaching and athletics versus clubs and the arts. There's a huge differential there. Second, as a significant taxpayer, we all are, right, in the community, I've got diddly squat problem with double dipping because they don't make a lot of money. I bet you nobody in here is making what a first-year teacher makes here. They're struggling, and I say double dip. It's better for the teachers. They shouldn't be giving up their lunch. They shouldn't have to come in early. If they can do it during advisory, we've got a block of time that's available. Also, having been an educator, I know that there are mandated things that have to take place during advisory period. Intruder drills, the career advisory thing happens too. But as far as I know, that's less than 4 days a month. I also know that about 40 students have intervention during advisory. I've spoken with some of the teachers that do that, and they say that even those students could miss 1 or 2 days a month to participate in a club during advisory. So that's my spiel. Please consider it because it's a small school, and I can tell you from doing one of the extracurriculars, it's a small pot of children. They're all doing everything. It's not good for the teachers or the students to extend their school day. Coaches get the days off. They're paid for teaching and coaching on the days when they're traveling to meets and things like that. So in my eyes, it balances out. And that's not to say anything against anyone doing any of those activities. My sons play 4 sports, love the coaches, but I also want them to be well-rounded individuals, and I don't want my 6-foot-tall sons skipping lunch to participate in Science Olympiad or whatever else they do. Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Communications, announcements, and scheduling. Board President's report, very short tonight. For those that may be watching or watch later on the recording, we, again, are deep into our selection process or our recruiting process for Lisa's replacement. We're going to talk more about that. It's an agenda item later tonight. And then the other thing I want to talk about is the meeting night, just to notify the public that we may make it an agenda item for later to switch the night of our meeting back to, well, to a different night. Wednesdays seem to be problematic, so we'll get that on an appropriate, as an appropriate agenda item, and we'll discuss it at a later time, but we want the public to know that that's going to be discussed. I think that's it for me. I enjoy the last couple of weeks of summer. Lisa, please.
So we're busy preparing for the upcoming 24-25 school year. We have been especially busy this week preparing for our auditors who will be here tomorrow and Friday. So Isaac, thank you for all your work and diligence in preparing for that. Of course, school security is one of our #1 priorities. So new this year is our use of Visitor Aware. Visitor Aware is a system that all visitors must check into the office prior to entry with a photo ID. We're using the Visitor Aware to scan licenses and then and faces for background checks prior to entry of the building. It works very, very quickly. Stick your ID in, and it will print off a picture then. And so this system will alert administration if any areas of concern are identified. Visitors will receive a sticker with identifying information on it, and then the specialized sticker will transform and fade out with the word void on it after 24 hours. So the sticker will, so when they check in, they can only use it, they can't reuse their sticker. Not that anyone's saving stickers, but just in case. So so all visitors will have to have an ID to enter the building. Right now, our system is anybody who shows up signs any name that comes to mind. Not that they do that, but they certainly could. So this will really tighten up our school security with the use of Visitor Aware. Parking, so expectations for parking will follow the guidelines in place for last school year. Elementary staff and visitors will park in the east lot. Middle and high school staff will park in the west lot along with our senior class students. A permit will be required to park in the lot from 7:15 to 3:15, and seniors can get their parking permit at Sneak Peek or on the first day of school. It's a larger class, so I'm hoping that they all fit. I think it's going to be tighter this year because it is a much larger graduating class. We kindly ask that students, parents, and visitors respect the identified reserved parking spaces. Parents who purchase these parking spaces at Fall Follies and the Performing Arts Organization auction should be able to use their parking that they purchased at any time. So we respectfully ask people to please not park in the reserved spots unless it is reserved for you. We often reward staff with the use of specialized reserved parking as well. So we ask everyone to respect the reserved spaces at all times, even after school. So sometimes we give those reserved parking spots away, and then after school people park in them, and then they're not able to use those spots. So that's going to be something that you might hear my message a couple of times as we go through, just to be respectful of those reserved spots. The 24-25 school year begins soon. New teacher and new staff arrive on Thursday, August 22nd for a full day of onboarding and preparations for the new position. Returning teachers will return on Monday, August 26th to begin their preparation, and then all staff will return to kick off the start of the school year on Tuesday, August 27th. That's our big kickoff. So that Monday it will be a work day for staff just to get acclimated. Sneak Peek will be Wednesday, August 28th from 3 o'clock to 5, and that's our supply drop-off. So supply drop-off we call Sneak Peek, so you might see those used interchangeably. We are working on getting a new food trucks here to help us celebrate our special kickoff to 100th year of Kohler High School. So we haven't solidified those yet, but we're working on those. I want to point out a calendar change. So we had to change our school calendar and have moved our PD date to September 20th. So I want to make sure that people have the correct 24-25 school calendar. Of course, this change happened about 3 days after I published the calendar. As usual. So I want to make sure that we have that day. We had to change our homecoming date so it didn't conflict with Fall Follies. And then the only homecoming date that was doable was on our PD day. So then we had to flip-flop those. So one change caused another. So our PD day will be September 20th and homecoming will be the 27th. And we will communicate that out a couple times in September as we near that date, just to make sure everybody has that, because that was a switch. And I know as soon as those are published, people print those off, they're on the refrigerator, and my fear is people are going to have the wrong one on their refrigerator, and we'll have some issues. So we'll communicate that out quite often. The class of 1960.
Quick question. That day, the 20th, was also going to be one of our staff and teacher listening sessions for the process. Is there still enough time for us to do that in the middle of whatever's going on?
I'm
in the
working, yeah, we're
PD?
gonna have our
Yeah.
active shooter training at that time, and so I'm just shifting, I'm working with the police chief on that.
Okay.
Providing him some time during pre-session to avoid
Great.
that,
And
so.
follow up, don't we have to approve though a change to the calendar? We approve the calendar, so if it changed, shouldn't it be coming here for amendment?
I think
There should at least be a request and
We have in the
submitted to
past.
us.
Last
Yeah.
year,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
approved an
It's also
amendment.
still wrong on the website.
Yeah, so,
I don't
that,
know. Mine's right on there, I don't know.
The.
Adrian, we'll have to.
Make
the
sure you
color,
download it again.
This is correct,
Mm-hmm, yep,
but
The days.
when you
Which
go
one's
to the
not correct?
district calendar, month by month,
okay. Adrian, will you note that, please, and change that on the district calendar? All calendars need to match.
My understanding is that Paul's correct, though, that we need to.
yeah,
Right,
so,
just a flip-flop like that? So, yeah, so I guess I was thinking that you approved like the whole number of days and that type of thing, so just flipping those, okay.
yeah, so please just send it to us if
Okay.
we're gonna have with a recommendation that for these reasons that it be made, instead of the 27th, be the 20th.
Okay,
And we can put that in, at one of the virtual meetings,
okay,
when we hire, when
Okay.
we approve the hire of some of these late teachers.
okay.
Any discussion around that? Okay, please.
Yep, and then, the class of 1969 reunion tour. So I'll be giving a class of 1969 a tour, this Saturday as an event for their 55th year class reunion. It's always fun to have Kohler graduates come back through the building, and tour the school building and reminisce how things were in the past and what's the same and what has changed. So I'm looking forward to that. It's nice to know some of those traditions are still in place. And we look forward to the children returning to the school doors on Tuesday, September 3rd. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. And just to confirm, Monday AM, the 26th, August 26th, is the day that those of us that can should be here to welcome the teachers coming in the front of the building with the PTO and all that.
The teachers will probably trickle in on that day. It's a little more flexible. Tuesday's our big kickoff with
So,
all of the.
with the breakfast is
Yes.
also the big, let's welcome them back.
That's
and
the
they
big,
walk
yep,
through the
yep,
tunnel and.
yep.
Okay.
Tuesday's the big welcome back where they have a hard start time. Monday is a little more
Corey, I did
flexible.
speak with the PTO and the cheering on, welcoming back. I think the PTO has decided to discontinue that.
Oh.
Not all teachers liked that, but they are planning a lunch.
On that Wednesday of sneak peek day. PTO always provides a lunch.
Okay. Very good.
And
Why didn't they like it?
Some didn't like the attention, so they wanted to come in earlier or later,
Right on.
is the feedback I heard.
All right, anything from a principal standpoint, it's not, I guess it's not on the agenda, so.
No.
Okay. Next item up for bid. Get back here. Oh, the annual report of seclusion and physical restraint. I guess, Andrea, that'll come from you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So Wisconsin Act 118 generally prohibits the use of physical restraint and seclusion in schools, with the exception when a student's behavior presents a clear, present, and imminent risk to the physical safety of the student or others, and it is the least restrictive intervention feasible. At least once a year, there is a designee, that is myself, who provides an annual report to the school board regarding the number of incidents of seclusion and physical restraints in the previous year, total number of students involved, the number of students, and the number of students identified with disabilities. During the last school year, there were 0 incidents of physical restraint, 0 incidents of seclusion in the elementary, middle, or high school, which is consistent back through 1920 school year.
All right,
Perfect.
any questions?
None?
Do we need to accept?
I think it's just a report. So
I prepare this report to present to you, and then I believe by December 1st, we have to send that information to DPI.
I would entertain a motion that we forward this on to DPI.
Second? Oh, so moved. Yeah.
second.
Thank you. Anything under discussion? We are blessed that we live in a district where that trend is what it is. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Andrea. HR committee report. Madam Chair.
We met as an HR committee yesterday, and our administrative staff is working so hard to fill a few positions that were vacated over the summer. They have some great prospects, and we should have a better update by the end of the week with hires that we can approve. Like Lisa said, we'll be having probably a special meeting next week to approve some great hires. Also, it was on our agenda yesterday, the CISA 7 contract that we talked about, which will support Terry, Andrea, and Isaac, all three of our new administrative team members, is being signed, and they each have an assigned, correct? They each have an assigned coach, and those meetings will start shortly. The way it will look is they'll each get an individual meeting monthly, and then there'll be an entire team, the larger team, once a quarter. And it was our hope as an HR committee and Lisa that it was just meant to support you, get you off to a great start. If you have questions, we'll take your feedback.
They're all supported by their business organization and the school psych and all of that.
Yes.
So this is an extra layer on top of like ASA and the business managers and WASBO and some of those other organizations that also support them. So if we can have almost like a multi-level systems of support here for our admin staff. It's very appreciated.
Great.
That's it for HR.
All right, thank you. Next is Madam Chair, the Finance Committee.
Finance is very simple this month. You have the invoices in the consent agenda, and there's nothing further.
Okay, thank you.
Can I just clarify? I do not have the invoices. I don't have any attachments.
Yeah, I have nothing.
Uh-oh.
Are they on the consent?
They are
They are not on the
in,
consent agenda.
shoot, we had this problem.
Oh, it's under, there is an approval of invoices in the consent agenda, but nothing attached.
Shoot, we had this problem for the finance committee. They were actually attached under roll call, but they're not here, so. I apologize, I should have.
If we go into the finance.
Yeah.
You will find them under roll call in the finance meeting.
And there
Sorry
they are.
about that.
Yep. Okay. Get back to this meeting. And the Curriculum Committee report. Madam Chair.
Yes, the curriculum committee met on Monday. It was a brief meeting, but we kind of outlined some things that we'll talk about this school year. Just pulling it up. We discussed the curriculum mapping process. That was more of an educational piece for the board members. Lisa brought us through what curriculum mapping looks like, how teachers go through the scope and sequence, and gave us, updated us on the professional development that teachers have covered. We also talked about the adoption process for curriculum. We will be making minor changes to the curriculum adoption template to make sure that it not only includes everything in board policy, but also incorporates criteria determined important by the district administrator, as well as promoting collaborations with peers from other districts. Future meetings, we identified some topics to talk about. In December, we'll look at the report card and the achievement data. We will also review the gifted and talented policy and ensure that the policy and practices align. And then in April, we have elementary science curriculum to approve, and we are looking forward to an English language report from Ms. Snyder. And that's it.
All right, any questions? Thank you very much. We'll move down to the consent. Oh no, we're going to review district finances. Isaac, or Madam Chair.
Do we have anything to review?
Nothing significant. We just had our standard month-end reports, and we're getting ready for audit, so that's all-consuming right now.
You want to talk to us a little bit about what that means for the folks?
Certainly. So tomorrow and Friday, we'll have our auditors come in, which is an annual process, and they'll come in and review all of our records for the entire year and make recommendations or any changes that they think need to be adjusted for just standard year-end changes. And after those 2 days, it'll be an ongoing process for the next couple months until they finally issue our audit report on December 15th. And at that point, then the year is finally done and closed out.
Okay. And does that get reported to DPI as well as us, that
Yes.
final audit report?
Yes,
So
that
we-
final
we
audit report will
that
get
then to
emailed by
DPI
our
as well?
auditors to DPI as
Okay.
well as sent to you.
Okay.
But in the meantime, there's other reports that are sent to DPI along the way to kind of show each step as it gets there till it gets closer and closer and closer. So they can kind of start approving entry level, mid-level, and then
Mhm.
finally by the audit report.
Okay, great. Do you play a role in the audit, or as long as Isaac's happy?
No, it's Isaac, Adrian, Lisa, mostly.
So the
I don't
finance
have
committee
anything to
doesn't,
do with
yeah,
it.
okay.
The report's about like that, so it's a really detailed process.
But like any audit, generally, there'll be an executive summary page that says we found everything to be in order and no
Exactly.
outstanding. And if
Yes.
there are something, it's gonna be remedied this way, and,
Yes, there would be 3 opinion pages, the primary opinion for the entire district, and then there would be a internal controls opinion, and then there would be a federal audit opinion, if we so need that. But each of those would have their own level of opinion, and then if there's issues, they would address them in the respective opinions.
The auditors will arrive about 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, and they will probably leave around 11 o'clock midnight-ish.
Probably, yeah.
There has been word on the street that sometimes they leave at 1 in the morning, and then they will be back at 8 o'clock Friday morning. And we're hoping that they'll finish at a decent hour and not have to come back on Monday, and not do another late night on Friday night, so.
old negotiation tactic, turn the air off at about 5 o'clock.
We have them work up here.
And Isaac will be here.
Which is what happens in this room.
So Isaac will be here, the entire time that the auditors are here, so
Oh.
he's got a late night coming tomorrow night.
Oof.
All right, well, thank you.
Certainly.
But you're an old hat at this, right? You used to sit on the other side.
I did, and I used to have to keep Matt here
Yeah,
for
yeah.
many
Tell me
hours
about
too,
it.
so.
Great, well, thank you.
Certainly, thank you.
That's the district finance. So now we'll go down to consent agenda. Given that some of us haven't been able to review those invoices because they weren't in this, do we want to defer that?
I
To
would
a-
ask also because we didn't have the minutes uploaded until today, and I just haven't had time to review them, so I would appreciate a deferral here.
For which meeting or both meetings, the minutes?
For
Or-
both. As of
okay.
9 PM last night, they weren't loaded, and I just haven't had time to review today.
Okay,
I'm happy to abstain, though, if that's what the will of the board.
yeah, no, I'm happy to bump it to the next meeting. There's nothing, other than the invoices. If we bump the invoices to a future meeting, will that keep you from paying certain invoices?
No.
Okay.
That'll be
All right.
fine.
Okay, then let's defer, under consent agenda, let's defer all 3 items to the next meeting, whenever that will be.
I
And
do
that will-
have a question regarding minutes, and perhaps I missed this before. Is it regular practice to put community input, to put their full name in the minutes?
That is how, I was instructed or taught to
Yeah.
do it.
Okay.
In the village, or at least in Sheboygan, if someone speaks, their name and address are in the
Okay,
minutes.
okay, I just wanted to make sure that we're consistent with whatever
Yeah.
practices.
And that probably goes back to Paula as well. That was Paula's practice. Yeah, so then that goes back 30 years. Okay. But the times have changed, putting people's names
It was
in a
the
public
first time that I
document.
noticed it, but
Yeah. No, but that's something worth considering. Do we include the address or just the
No,
name?
it wasn't.
Okay, yeah, because that would be maybe not so good today. Okay, so the consent agenda, all 3 items, we will bump to the next meeting, giving us all time to review. Now, moving down to item number 7. I would entertain a motion to approve policies 2264 and 2266. And I'll put that, I'll toss that, first I'd entertain the motion.
So moved.
And a second?
second.
Under discussion, I'd ask Lisa to talk about what these 2 are.
These 2 are the new federal Title IX procedural policies that really outline our process when a complaint has been made. How many days we allow for rebuttal, it's a very prescribed process. So it's really about our processes.
Okay, and having reviewed all of these myself, there are some Title IX changes coming that might be more controversial. I found these to just be procedural. There's, I didn't find anything, but under discussion, any of the board members want to have any thoughts or comments? Okay, then all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. I would entertain a motion to hire Miss Marielle Argenio as our high school chemistry and physics teacher for the new academic year.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. Under discussion. Lisa.
So Mariel comes to us from the Philippines. Natasha and I are working diligently on visas and going through that whole process to get her here. She's very excited about it, very knowledgeable, really is driven to come and teach in the States. It will be her first experience in teaching in the States, and she's very excited about coming here to Kohler. She spoke about our mission and how that was really attractive to her, and is why she chose Kohler Schools. We are working with a company called Cultural Vistas, based out of Washington, D.C., to help us with this process of the visas and getting her here. The process does take a little bit. She couldn't apply for her visa until she had the job offer, so we've kind of tried to push that through as quickly as we possibly can so that she can apply for her visa and we can get her. She will not be here by the first day of school. We do have a long-term sub, a former chemistry teacher, who will fill in until she gets here. So we will try to expedite that as quickly as we can and get Mariel on site. Choi Maynor was a part of, as a teammate of the interview process, and was really excited and highly impressed with her.
Are there any, rookie question, are there any licensing issues for teachers or?
We might go into, we're working with DPI on that. She should have all the licensures that she needs for physics and physical science. We are working on making sure that her chemistry does. If not, there's a plan in place to have her take the chemistry praxis test. She has taught chemistry in the Philippines, but I'm unsure of her licensure, if that will transfer over.
And from a curriculum standpoint, will she be teaching, I guess, the AP? Do we, AP Chem and AP Physics? Do we?
We have honors chem and we have AP physics.
And she'll be teaching the AP Physics program. All right. Other questions? Right.
None.
I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now we can open up the discussion on the administrator recruitment process. I just wanted to go through the calendar so that we're all in the room and for the public to also be informed. I've called up Aaron's email with the dates on it. And for the folks that may be watching this in the stream, August 9th, we'll be beginning a survey process, and we, the board, will be giving some feedback on this survey in the very near future.
That has passed.
Already.
That's all right.
Yes.
We've already done it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Because August 9th is passed.
Well, yes. So the survey window, and again, this will be posted in the Villager. There will be handouts at upcoming public on check-in day, school supply day, things like that. We'll be handing out bookmarks with the QR code so that the community can participate in this survey. The window for the survey will be August 26th to September 13th. On September 19th, there will be a community focus group activity from 6 p.m. until 7:30 p.m. That will be a chance for our community to voice their thoughts and opinions on what we need from a superintendent or a district administrator. The location is still TBD, but do we think that will be possibly here or in the library? Do we?
You can schedule it wherever you want.
I would say library, especially because the way that they talked about maybe taking small groups.
We've got the breakout rooms and
There's several
sure.
other places to do that.
Okay.
We could go upstairs into those two study halls.
Yeah. So can you work with the library to?
Sure.
Okay,
September
and
19th, that was?
September
Okay.
19th from 6 to 7:30. September 20th, that will be the PD day. Okay, so you're working that into the PD day. The staff focus group, so our teachers and staff will be have the opportunity to voice their thoughts on needs and objectives for the new district administrator. October 7th, there will be a planning meeting of the board to review the survey results. That will be at 5:30 p.m. in the boardroom. October 8th to November 1st, we will open up the recruitment window for applications. Then throughout early November, we will start interviews, evaluating submissions and beginning interviews. And the goal is to have an offer and an acceptance by before Christmas, by the first or second week of December. Anything that that you weren't anticipating on that. All, the board, we're all on the same page on all those. And Lisa and staff team, that all matches what your expectations are?
Yeah, this is the first time seeing the, yeah, this is good.
Okay,
It's fine.
very good.
Quick, can I ask a question?
Please.
On the, just procedural, on the first interviews, is that, shoot, I lost, I'm sorry, give me 1 second here. Is that, has been decided who, is that the board all doing the first round, or is it a different interview committee?
We have not yet determined
Determined.
the interview group.
And, yeah, okay, that's fine,
And,
yeah.
and Aaron, I thought we had set a date for that conversation with CISA 7 as well, but I'll reach out to.
That's probably gonna be October seventh.
Surveys.
Okay.
Oh, that, you're right, that's the planning meeting, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yep. Thank you.
they had some great ideas.
oh, good,
Yeah.
excellent.
Excellent question. Anything else? All right. That addresses that topic. And let me just check. Lisa, okay, so you're on that email from Aaron. So you have access to that same document I was just referencing,
Okay.
Lisa.
From Aaron.
Aaron
Malczewski?
Malczewski.
Okay.
Great. Next item is adjourning to closed session for things that are under the purview of the board in closed session. So we'll go ahead and I would entertain a motion to adjourn open session and go into closed session.
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Thank you, everybody. Lisa,
Okay.
if you could
I'll
stay.
stay, sure.
And
Okay.
yeah, we'll
Good luck.
Adam, if you
One
can help
last
us make sure that
Yeah. Over
all
evaluation.